All right. So one of the things that a bunch of people have been asking me is how do you decide if you're going to lease, buy, or finance your car? So I'm going to give you from my personal experience. I bought my last truck I bought was 2009 Chevy Tahoe LTZ. Basically, if I would have purchased this outright, I think it was at the time it was like 50 something thousand bucks. Um, I know to lease it, I believe was in the $700 range a month with a down payment and things like that. So what I decided to do, I actually just bought it outright, but I really didn't know better back then. So one of the things that I don't want you to make the same mistake I did was I figured out. So I bought it. What's even better is actually financing it, and I'll show you why. Well, if you lease it, you're paying a down payment. You pay $700 a month, and in 36 months, you got to give the truck back, and you actually don't own anything. Also, if you get in a bind and you need cash, you can't give the lease back. There's certain sites that you can find people to take it over, things like that, but realistically, you can't give the lease back. You don't actually own anything. So with financing, the finance rates, I just spoke to my friend and he just got 1.9%. So basically they're charging you 1.9% to finance. So if you put say like 5,000 down and you're being charged 1.9 and say you had the entire 50,000, we'll just keep numbers around here, 50,000, you have the other 45,000 in your bank account and they're charging you 1.9%. So if you can get better than a 1.9% return on that money, you're actually not paying anything. So if you can go out and get 4% on that additional 45,000, which is pretty easy to do within the stock market and other types of investments such as real estate and things like that I talk about in some of the other videos, you're actually borrowing the money for nothing. So that's the way I would do it. Also, you could break it down like this. So I purchased the car. So just say I purchased it for 50,000, right? So I've had it for basically 7 years times 12. I've had it for 84 months. So if you do 50,000 divided by 84, it's costed me about a little under $600 a month to own this, which is actually cheaper than the lease. And then you're thinking, well, obviously I didn't get a new car in 3 years and whatnot. What is that worth? By the way, just so you know, you can extend the warranty. I extended it. I think it came with 3 years, 36,000, and I extended it for another 3 years or 72,000 miles. So you can extend the warranty, so you're still covered for an extended amount of time. But this is saying that the car is worth nothing. So actually, if I go to sell my truck, I looked it up before. My truck is actually somewhere around the 17,000. So basically, you take 50,000 minus for what I can get for it. It's 33,000, and I take that 33,000 that I'm out and divide it by the 84 months. It's really only costing me $392 a month. And every month that I keep it after, that number just keeps going down and down and down. So here, if I did 33,000 divided by 33,000 divided by 85, now the next month is even cheaper, and it keeps going down and down and down. There's a couple things, obviously. There's maintenance and whatnot. But if you keep, if I keep my truck in good shape, change the oil, do everything, you really shouldn't require anything major until it hits 120,000 miles or so. So what I've determined is buying the car is better than leasing. But what's better than buying the car is actually financing it, because you're only going out a small amount of money and you can get those really low rates. Borrowing money at 1.9%, you're able to get more money. So instead of me putting 50,000 down, I put 45. I put 5,000. I take that other 45,000 and I invest it in other things that are going to make me more than 1.9%, and I'm ahead of the game. So that is basically a real life example on how I figured out what's better between leasing, buying, and financing. So my next vehicle, I'm financing. Also, you're wondering why I'm driving an '09 Tahoe. A, I love the truck. Two, it doesn't have a ton of miles on it. It's in like unreal shape. You'd think it was like almost brand new. And also, why am I going to spend money on cars? Cars just depreciate in value. It's kind of like just blowing your money. I'd rather take my money and invest it in businesses, real estate, and other things that are going to be making me money in the future rather than dumping it in a car that depreciates every year. So those are my thoughts. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below.